Thank you, Tony. The holidays are a time for getting together with friends and loved ones, and many times that means those festive cocktails are flowing.
But have you ever been curious about being sober for the holidays? Well, whether you want to stop for good or just take a break, an upcoming workshop could be for you. John Brunty is a recovery coach who's hosting an upcoming months-long workshop called Sober Curious. Super excited to have you stop by, John. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you both very much. It's great to be here.
And we don't really think about, this time of the holidays, it's time to be social. Of course, cocktails will be at several of these holiday parties. So wanting to get to know a little bit about you, John. Talk about your sobriety journey and why you decided to host something like this.
Well, my sobriety journey started back in August of 2003. I was in a liver specialist office who told me that, I had something really wrong with my liver. And he wanted to, he said, I feel like you've kicked this, I feel like you're going to be okay, but we need to get a really good check on your liver in 3 months. And I thought, I've got to wait 3 months to find this. And then he really kicked it up a notch and he said, so don't drink for 3 months or eat grapefruit. And I hate grapefruit, so that wasn't a problem. But the drinking, I thought, my first thought was, thank you. I was so glad that someone was telling me not to drink. Lawyers, police, and judges had told me not to drink several times, but this time it was a doctor saying it, and I was like, I had an excuse to stop. And so I had a niece and nephew at the time, and I just didn't want to be the uncle that they heard about all their lives that died from drinking. And so I was really bent on not drinking and getting a really good read on the test. And a couple of weeks, I was so sick at the time, it wasn't difficult in the beginning, and then a couple of weeks went by and I started to feel better. And if you ever quit something that you don't like because it's hurting you and then you feel better, well, maybe I overreacted. But I was determined to get a good test back from the specialist, and I worked with someone who suggested I go to 12 steps. I went there and I read all about myself in that literature. And I thought, in the beginning, I thought I'd just go there to quit drinking, but until I could drink again, but that wasn't the case. If we were in a 12-step meeting and I said I went there until I could drink again, everybody would laugh because that's probably why we all went there. Anyway, and then I got the test, everything was fine. He said you could resume all normal activity, but I was well into sobriety at that point.
Right.
So,
and we know that this time of year is particularly difficult for people who struggle with addiction because so many people are just seeing their friends and family. So what types of stats have you found relating to addiction or drinking during the holiday season?
Well, the holidays, basically we drink to either commiserate or celebrate. And some evenings it's both. And the holidays bring that back. We're either celebrating in social groups or we're commiserating. And binge drinking is up tremendously during the holidays, either alone or in social groups. They surveyed like 2,000 Americans and said that the average U.S. Drinker drinks twice as much during the holidays as they drink at any other time in the year.
Wow.
And Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving Eve, Christmas Eve, and New Year's Eve are the top 3 drinking days.
Wow.
Well, this workshop is also for those who just might, want to take a break or, start something new. The new year, of course, is coming up. So people can attend even if they're not looking to quit for good.
Oh, yeah. It came about with Dry January. I've never liked the Dry January thing because I just think that it gives the wrong messaging. People think, oh, I stopped drinking for 30 days, so I don't have a problem. One of a worse message that it does is I quit drinking for 30 days and I was miserable. And I didn't want people to do Dry January and be alone in it. And I have a package as a coach for Sober Curious people who don't necessarily want to quit. It's kind of a soft landing into that, stopping forever kind of mentality. And let's just look at your drinking. If you want to, sometimes we set a thing, I'm going to have 2 drinks today, and then how many did you have? And if you had to have 3, why did you have to have 3? Why did you feel like that? What were your thoughts around it? Was it okay for you to stop at 2? Just all kinds of thoughts and emotions that go into it.
Can you tell us about some of the guest speakers that will be at this workshop and what the message will be that they're sending?
Yes, I'm real excited about this. We have some great people lined up. We have a therapist, Julie Cole, who's going to come and talk about the neuroscience of drinking and goal setting. We have nutrition expert Lori Lapine, who's, it's when you're quitting drinking, you kind of fall in line with getting other things in shape, and she's going to help us with nutrition. We have Sally's Greatest with Sally's Greatest Jams and Simple Syrups. She's going to have a local mixologist use her simple syrups to teach us how to do mocktails, and we'll get to try the mocktails, and I'm looking forward to that. And then we have Casey G, who's going to talk cross-benefit analysis and that type of thing. And then in between each session, they'll have like journal assignments to write about, and it's really about getting the self-awareness and what is our relationship to alcohol.
Yeah, super excited for this, John.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's going to be, very inspiring for several. It's going to just be mind-opening, I feel like,
Yes.
with the mocktails especially, and local businesses being a part. So again, we'll have all this information on our website at wistv.com with the breakdown. It's a months-long workshop. So there'll be all of those courses, and it's $99 for the workshop, correct?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Well, John, thank you so much for stopping by. This was great information. I'm
Thank
sure it's
you.
going to help a lot of people during the holidays.
Yes.
All right, thank you both very much.
Thank
It's great.
you.
All right, stay with us. We got more Sunrise coming up.